All right, let me put my headphones in. You guys hear me? Okay, cool. So, the idea, so this app will be just 3 circles. So, circle within a circle within a circle, and ultimately, what we're going to want to do is to, when the user does something, we're going to want to change what's happening in the inner circle. So the third level in. So we'll get started here. So I have some starter code just to save time. You can see it's running right now, and it's just one colored circle. You can go to my React DevTools here and see that I have the app, and there's really nothing going on. I have this app, and I have these other 2 components that I want to build, the second circle and the third circle. They're all going to be basically the same. So my app.js, that's going to render the second circle. I'll have to import that. Missing semicolon. Okay, so I am actually importing this second circle, but it's not returning anything. So I'm going to make this a div. And then I have this CSS file here, which is not important, but it's just enough to make a circle. So I'm going to have, at least starting out, I'm going to have this div have the class of basic, save, and now we have 2 circles. Very exciting. But we can see the structure here in the React DevTools. We have this outer app in the second one. So we can actually change. We can change what we're doing with CSS. There's a few ways to add CSS in React. We can have it, in these large files like app.css or index.css, and we can have other files. We can have a CSS file that's specific to any given component, and we can do it inline. We can also just kind of do it something in between inline and having a file. We can define a CSS object in here. So we're inside the function. So we'll do second and we'll just make this a little smaller. So and we'll change the background color. And then here we can do is there's a style attribute we can have, and we'll just put in our second circle styles. And so now we see that we have this, our second circle here is the smaller and it's red. Okay, so that's fine. And then, so our app is rendering our second circle, and our second circle is what it is, but our second circle also needs to render our third circle. So we have a third circle, so we can import that. Yes. And this isn't actually returning anything, so I'm just going to basically copy this. And get rid of that for now. And now we have the third circle, although it's even bigger. So I'm going to also do the same thing where I'm going to have a style object that I'm going to define here. All right, let me make this even smaller. All right, so I mean, this obviously looks very stupid, but this is the idea. So we have this larger component out here, the app, the second circle right here, and we have this third circle component. You can see that there's really no, there's no real props that we're defining, and there's no state. So what we want to happen is this third circle, we don't want to just, hard code this background color. We want this to be dynamic. We want it to be based on something that's happening at a higher level. So something, in this case, something that's happening in the app. So we'll leave that for now, so it doesn't break. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna go into app, and we're going to first make some state. So our state is basically going to be the third circle's color. So we'll just call it color, and we'll set that to purple as well. Oh, right, I can't use state, right? So this is a functional component. So you could make this a class component or a functional component, but we'll just do it in a functional style. So use state is the functional hook here. And the use state will return two things, which we can access through destructuring. So the thing, the property that I'm looking for, and the changer. So set color. And we'll start with a default value of purple. Okay, let's check this. Get that up to date. All right, so now if you look at the dev tools, we can see that we have state, right? So this is new. Still don't have any props, at least no props that we're passing in. So we have state, but this is unusable. It's not connected to anything. It's not going to change. So what we want to do is have some kind of handlers or an event. We'll look out for an event. So we'll just do on mouse move, something like that. Get lots of colors. So on mouse move, whenever someone moves the mouse in our in this div, we'll call a function. I'll just call it handle mouse move. And I can define that up here. I don't really need the event in this case, but. And then here, all I'm going to do is change the color. So let's just say I set it to, I'll set it to a random color. So we can have just an array of colors. What's another color? Yeah, that's enough. Fine, that'll be fine. So we have an array of colors, and then we'll choose. I have this something up here saved, so let me. So I don't have to. It's like a random, essentially like Python's random choice. And then once I get a random color, I'm going to set the color. So set color, and it will be whatever that random color is. So anytime someone moves the mouse in our component, we're going to call this function. It's going to run this handle mouse move, which is going to select the random color from this list, and then it's going to change the color to that. So we can go up here and we can see, we can check our state. So our state is changing anytime we move the mouse. So, okay, but so now our state is actually changing, but again, we're not really doing anything with that information. So what we want to do is pass whatever that color is. So whatever this is, our state, we want to get that all the way down to our third circle. So from app all the way down to our third circle. So the only way really to pass information is to use props. So we'll pass that down. And since we can't access the third circle directly from the app, we're gonna have to go through this intermediary. So we'll have to pass it through second circle. That will be color. And then in second circle, well, let's check our DevTools first. So in app, we have state. So that's changing, right? State is changing. And then second circle, I can check the props. Those props are also changing, right? It's changing right along with the state. But I don't need this. I don't need this value in second circle. I need it in third circle. So I can just keep passing it along. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'll pass that prop down to the third circle. And then let me just refresh this in case. So I'm running. So now in the second circle, I still have the props. The third circle also now has this prop. And then in the third circle, what I need to do is, so I have props here. I can do props dot third circle. So now this is changing. Anytime I move the mouse within this component, the color of the third one will change. So very exciting stuff. Does anyone have any questions about that?
You haven't used your state, right? Your color state?
How do you mean?
Like if you go to app.js,
Mm-hmm.
that line 12, that variable is the same name as, are you using line 8 is what I mean, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, so this is, so these are in different places. I could do something like,
Okay. I didn't see the set color. Awesome. Thank you.
mhm. So we could also use, what was there a question?
Yeah, is there any way that you could skip the pass down like through second circle and just go from app.js to third circle?
I don't know that there's any direct way. There are other things you can use, like it's why things like Redux and the context API exist, because once you have large components and lots of stuff is getting passed around, and yeah, it's why these additional things have cropped up around React. So we can, so here we're just, passing props directly. We can, if we don't want to do this, let's say, we could just, let's just say we want to pass something like that. Maybe not the most like time-saving thing ever, but you can use destructuring here as well. You can do the same thing there. You don't want to call props dot. You should also be able to do it up here. What was it? So that does the same thing. So if you know what you want, you can just do it right in here.